Thank you, Mary, for that amazing introduction. What an amazing job you did, man, talking about generational wealth. See, because guys, what you just heard about is generational wealth, which is getting protection in case you die too soon. You see, Mary spoke about the advantages and disadvantages of dying too soon and inexpensive and expensive money. But what I'm here to talk to you about is how to start being on the inexpensive side of money while living a good, long life. And guess what? When you live a good, long life, one thing for certain you're going to need is money. You see, we're having a grown folks conversation, and ain't nothing more grown folk than money and investing. You see, what I'm here to show you is how we here at Primerica can help you put everything in place as you live that good long life. You see, at this company, we teach people to buy term life insurance in case you die too soon and invest the difference to prepare ourselves for our longest vacation, which is retirement, as we live that good long life. See, everyone, please listen. Please listen. Investing is vitally important. You see, most people in our community are not properly prepared for retirement. Most people are so concerned with their present situations, keeping a roof overhead, food on the table, making sure just the kids are straight, and just the day-to-day grind of everyday life, that we never prepare for the future, which will inevitably come. Stats say the majority of people only spend about 2 weeks total preparing for their retirement and their financial future. Guys, to be honest, I've seen more preparation time for a 5-day, 4-night cruise than for an event that can last for a quarter or more of your lifetime. And that's retirement, your longest vacation. See, guys, we've all heard the saying, time waits for no man. See, time will march on whether we prepare for it or not. And if we don't prepare for it right now, right here in the present, when the future, which inevitably will come, when it arrives, many people just won't be in the position they need to be for retirement. See, they'll still be having to work a job long after the spirit for a job has been broken. See, they'll still, even at an older age, be struggling just to make ends meet. But see, we've also heard how time is our greatest asset. See, if you use it properly, it will bring you the abundance time can produce. See, I'm going to share with you how using your money properly can bring you the stability of finances to live a good long life and never outlive your money. See, a handful of seeds in good soil, tilled and fertilized, watered correctly, it can grow a mighty garden. See, what I'm here to talk about is how to prepare for your future and start planting your seeds using a simple but powerful wealth building concept, a simple strategy anyone can employ to build true generational wealth. And I'm also going to share with you how we can now turn time into our greatest financial asset. See, the brilliance of what we do is in the simplicity. A simple game plan can put you on the right path. But first, let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen a person, or do you know of anyone who's at retirement age, but they're still having to get up and go to work every day? Now, granted, there are a few who just absolutely love what they do. See, just like me, all right? See, I'm gonna do this for as long as I possibly can. But for the vast majority, it's because they don't have enough money put away to continue to not have to continue working. See, as it states right now, 64% of Americans expect to retire with less than $10,000 in savings. You see, pensions, they're a thing of the past. Social Security, guys, we all know where that's headed. And inflation is through the roof. So I ask you all, can anyone among you really live on $10,000 for retirement? You see, in retirement years, you should be traveling, relaxing, or just enjoying those golden years without financial worry. But unfortunately, for many, this might ever be a reality because $10,000 is not enough money to last for 20 to 30 years. In this day and time, that might not only last for 2 to 3 months. You see, most folks didn't know or didn't understand how to properly invest for the future. They were never taught how money works. They were never taught about a simple formula that is the most powerful force in money. They were never taught the rule of 72. Guys, have you ever heard of the rule of 72, or also known as the banker's rule? See, guys, I know I hadn't until I got with this company. So, guys, you know what? I'm just going to give you the game as it was given to me. Now, most of us have all heard of Albert Einstein. Some say he was an intellectual genius. He said that compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He understood who earns it and who doesn't. Because see, who earns it, who understands it, they earn it. The person who doesn't, well, see, guys, they pay it. And I'm going to show you how that works a little later, because he was completely fascinated with the rule of 72. You see, our responsibility is to share and educate our community on some basic rules of money. One of those rules is the rule of 72, also known as the banker's rule. See, the rule of 72 is a formula using 5th grade math that estimates the amount of time it will take for an investment to double in value when earning a fixed annual rate of return, or an annual rate of return, or an interest rate. See, you simply divide 72 by the interest rate, and this equals the number of years your money will take to double. Now, that's pretty important information to have, right? How long is it going to take for my money to grow? Well, see, this simple formula has quite literally created and will continue to create future millionaires and billionaires. It's hard to believe, but it's true. Let me show you an example, man. Let's look at 3 examples. Now, let's say you go down to the corner store and you hit it big, man. You scratch off the lucky ticket and you hit $10,000. Now, and you take that $10,000 down to your local bank and you put it in your savings account. Now, at the bank, on that savings account, the banker tells you, you will get an approximate average return of 3% on that $10,000. Now, some of you are a little bit more knowledgeable, probably start laughing right now, because we all know no bank is giving 3% return on your money. It's way less than that. Actually, it's less than 1% in most cases. But, you know, for illustrative purposes, we're just going to say 3%. So now if we divide 3, which is the interest rate, into 72, that's going to be equal 24. So it will take 24 years for your money to double. Now, if we take another 24 years, that's going to give us 48 years and a savings of only $40,000 in cash. Now, that's 2 doubling periods in 48 years. And only $40,000 to last you throughout your retirement. So let's look at another example here. Let's say you get a 6% approximate average return. Now let's say you go to the same bank and talk to that same banker, and they invest that $10,000 into another product, getting about 6% return. So if we divide 6 into 72, it will take 12 years for your money to double. So in 48 years, you will have a total savings of $160,000. Now that's a little better, but guys, you got to think about it. Is that still enough to keep up with 7.5% inflation and last 20 to 30 years? I mean, think about it. Most folks only make close to $40,000 a year. So that's only 4 years of income. Now, if you live real frugal, you eat a lot of sardines and Vienna sausages, keep some packets of noodles on hand, it might last 8 years. But you sure aren't doing a lot of travel. You or any other things that you really wanted to do while you were working and you never had the time or the money to do. You're not going to be able to enjoy your retirement. Now, you may be good for 1 or 2 short vacations, but after that, you're pretty much done. Now, let's say instead of taking your $10,000 down to a bank, you ask one of our financial strategists here at Primerica to help you. Now, he helps you invest your money into one of our financial products, earning an approximate average return of 12%. Now, 12 goes into 72 6 times, which means your money will double every 6 years. So how much money do you think you would save in that same 48-year time span? Take a guess, put it in the chat. Because oftentimes I'll get 320,000, 500,000. Some people are $1 million. Guys, these are great guesses. But let's look at the chart. If you had invested your money at 12% with one of our financial strategists, averaging an approximate return over that same 48 years, guys, you would have actually saved $2.56 million. I'm gonna say it again, just for dramatic purposes, right? $2.56 million. Now I ask you, is that enough money to retire on? I mean, I don't know about you, but it would be a pretty good start for me. See, now you can retire how you want. Now you can retire with dignity. Now you can retire empowered. And most importantly, you can retire with freedom. See, but the banks aren't giving you those types of returns. The banks are investing our money and they're getting those types of returns. You see, the banks do what we should be doing with our money. See, they take all of the money that we put into the bank and they turn around and invest it into the Rule of 72. So they're getting the 12% returns. They're getting 18% returns. They're getting 30% returns in some cases. See, so they can afford to give us a small amount of savings while they literally make billions. Guys, that's called the banker's secret. So let me ask you guys a question. How do you win a game if you don't know the rules? I mean, it's like going to play soccer on the basketball court. You're both dribbling, but one you're dribbling with your foot, the other you're dribbling with your hand. One you're kicking, the other you're shooting. I mean, you're out there trying to play soccer on the basketball. Man, it's the wrong game. You're playing the wrong game. This isn't the spot for that game. But that's what so many of us are doing. We're playing soccer at the basketball gym. So let me ask you another question, guys. Who would benefit from learning this rule? Who would benefit from knowing just this concept here, the Rule of 72? Me, I think everyone will benefit from learning this rule. Everyone. And guys, shouldn't we have learned this in school? I mean, I've been out of school. I went to school, went to high school, went to college. Guys, I have yet to use the Pythagorean theorem in my life. But see, there wasn't a class called Wealth Building 101. So shouldn't we have learned this then so we would have more of a concept and an idea now? But that's the information that's been shielded, that we're now illuminating. So guys, if you don't introduce us to your friends and family, in my conclusion, how will they ever know? How will they ever know how money really works? So guys, I still have one last question. How many doubling periods do you have left in your life? Look at the chart. Ask yourself, which example would give you the best quality of life for your future? 3% or less than that if you in your bank account, 6% or 12%. Now, if you're a little older and you don't have the 48 years worth of doubling periods to work with, all is not lost. Guys, we're about solutions here. And up next is the conversation everyone looks forward to. It's the money conversation about how to get paid well and do good for others, and how you can add some serious fuel to the fire, not only for your retirement, but for your current lifestyle as well. But first, as a reminder, if you're a first-time guest, please put your name and the name of the person who invited you in the chat box for your chance to win the cash prize drawing at the end of tonight's call. If you're on a phone or a tablet, if it's timed out, just tap your screen and then tap the three little dots on the bottom right of your screen that are labeled More, and the chat option will appear. Tap chat and enter your information. Now, if you're on a laptop or a desktop, simply click on the chat at the bottom of the screen and enter your info. So thank you all for your time, and I pray you all found value in the information that was shared.